Hi guys, how are you guys doing tonight? My name is Chris. Welcome back to The Ultimate Fisherman. Tonight I'll be showing you guys how to tie a couple flies tonight. First one I'll be showing you guys tonight is a woolly bugger. For example, before I even start this video on the fly, here's an example that I've already tied, and it's a good fly. It's good for trout. Sometimes you can use for steelhead and everything else, and you can use also for like ponds or like bass and everything else. So what you want to do first, basically how to tie a fly. You want to get your materials. You can get your materials from Field and Stream, Dick's Sporting Goods, Cabela's. You can also get from your local stores and else if you guys don't want to spend a whole bunch of money starting out first. Start off here. Starting with a size 7 hook. You can go anywhere from starting from like a lower number is a bigger hook, and you go from lower number from bigger hook, and then you go from a bigger hook is a smaller size hook. Basically, I'm going to show you guys how to tie out a woolly bugger. Sorry guys, woolly bugger fly, and I'll walk you guys through the steps and else, and you guys what you need to tie this fly. You choose your size of your hook, your wire. This is a wrap around before you even start your thread and everything else. You need your thread and saddle hackle and your marabou. Marabou is basically the end of the fly. Saddle hackle you'll use like in the middle. I'll show you guys. So I'll make this video probably a couple minutes longer than what I did last time, maybe 15-20 minutes total. As you can see, as you start out, your saddle hackle, you got your marabou, and then your wire. First thing goes on first. Right here, you got your wire. Sorry, I apologize if you guys really can't see it too much. You got your wire here. What you're gonna do is take your wire right about here, and this wire is so thin you can just bend it, snaps right off. You want to start your wire, wrap it right around. Just keep on going. You want to go all the way up. Now, you don't want to always have it really close, but you can always go halfway up. Go right about a half an inch right for the head. You want to just go around there. If you have an extra, just wrap it real tight. If you have a little bit, just break it off. Same thing with the back, just wrap it up there. You want to get close as possible to the back of the fly as possible. Then you got your bobbin, you got your thread. Mine, you want to use spider wire. I recommend spider wire. You can also use a regular, just plain old, bobbin thread. Alright, so you can go black thread, red thread. You can do any kind of color thread you want. People are like, oh, you want to use black, you want to use white. You want to basically what a woolly bugger is, you're representing a leech. So when you're going in the water using your fly rod, you're going in the water and stuff like that, and it's basically like a leech. Alright, so this head, you want to take your black wire, start from the back. You want to wrap it up a little bit. You want to wrap it all the way through every individual little loop you do with your wire. Go all the way up. You just want to go right here, and then you want to go back through again. Excuse me. Go all the way back through again. Get all the way back here. You want to wrap it a couple times around that wire, and that's when you started off there. And then you want to snip this off, which obviously I don't have snips tonight, so I'm going to use my little blade here. Cut it off, and eventually, sometimes you guys will get through it and you want to hurry up and get your, start making more and more flies. Some flies take, 10-15 minutes to fly. This fly here will take about a good 10 minutes. But if you guys do fly through it, when I first started tying flies and stuff like that, I was always, oh man, I gotta make this fly so good and everything else, and make it look like everybody else's, and I always get frustrated and stuff like that. And I said, don't worry guys, if you are starting out tying flies, don't worry about it. You are gonna have those times where you get so frustrated, and all of a sudden, you go to snip a wire, like when you're like threading stuff, And like me, I said I first started tying flies, I actually accidentally would always cut purposely. I'd just try to cut the extra thread on it, and all of a sudden I'd go and I'd actually cut the thread on the bobbin. I'm like, oh man, really? Come on. Why am I always doing this? And I'd always get really frustrated and stuff like that, and I'd have to stop for it and anything else. And I just basically looked at it and just took my time on it. As soon as you start doing this, you are gonna be frustrated for a little bit. This hobby here is more of like a hobby just to have, to relax, get away from everything else, and enjoy it. You don't want to get always stressed out and else over it, but just enjoy it. I'm sorry, I apologize now. Again, I told you guys in the first video, I do talk a lot, but hey, that's everybody, right? Some people don't talk at all, some people talk too much. I'm one of the people that talk too much. Alrighty guys, so after you get your marabou all wrapped up on here, you want to wrap it all up nice and tight. And what you want to do is you want to go back over it one more time. Some people say recommended not to go over it all the time, but I like to because it always tucks down a little better. Alright, so after you have that all wrapped down there, you want to take your saddle hackle, which obviously I cannot find tonight. I do apologize. So what I'm going to do anyways, take my here, got my little colorful little fiber here. I want to wrap that around. I'm going to make a new design on a woolly bugger. And what I'm going to do next, I'm going to take this here, take it right off the end here, and just tie it in with this. I said I do apologize again. People are going to be like, oh, it ain't a woolly bugger. He's not doing a woolly bugger. No, I am doing a woolly bugger. I said I apologize again. I cannot find the materials. We ended up moving recently, and I packed up everything, and I can't find everything. So I'm just gonna, show you guys a couple little things on the flies, and talk a little bit more about, what you want in a fly, what you want to start out with, where you can buy material and everything else. So you can go to Field and Stream, all that kind of stuff. But you don't have to always go out and spend that crazy money like everybody else does. But anyways, so I want to take this here, you're going to wrap up around their body, like make the underneath the body here. And basically if you want to, you can make it a shiny color, you can make a dull color. Sometimes it's better to use like during like a really sunny day, it's sunny, you're in an open area, you can use this more of a shinier color. And during the duller day, you want to you want to use a dark color to make a darker shape in the water to attract the trout, steelhead, whatever you're fishing for. It makes it very good to what you're using it for. Sometimes you might have to switch it up, you want to go from a woolly bugger to a humpy fly. And actually, examples I will show you guys throughout the video here. Some of the flies that I've already tied that you can use during the streams and else. Like for example, this one here, I don't really have a name for it. I actually just started tying this fly and I started throwing stuff into it. But I don't know if you guys can really see it here, but I started tying this fly. There's really nothing you can really look up to find this fly, but you can use this kind of type of fly because you have like the ostrich feathers, you have marabou, you have the geese feathers, and you also have deer, and then you have like a fake eyes on here. You can use it for northern pike, bass fishing. It's more of a topwater fly. Those hooks you can use for muskie. You can use anywhere from like a size 2 all the way down to a 0. People say, oh well, you need a smaller hook to catch these fish, blah blah blah, whatever you gotta do. No, you don't always have to have a smaller hook. It's really whatever you really wanna, how you want to tie your fly. Just go off of what you want, read up on some stuff, watch some videos. Like if you guys are just following my videos, I'm gonna say this, please subscribe. Subscribers would really help. And I'm gonna do a lot more videos on this, but I said watch more videos on people tying flies. You're really trying to get into tying flies, and some of the other videos I'm going to upload sooner or later, going over more of like how I'm going to go over examples with you guys, what you can use product wise, you can use in your flies and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do here is wrap this up. I already wrapped it up here. Kind of jumped over little things. I do apologize again. I will go over some more of my videos. If you guys want to follow me, subscribe. Go through, and I will go through more of the what you need and what you should have for fly. You can use, like, towards the end of your flies, you can use cement and other little things too. But I do promise you guys soon that I will have everything out, and I will show you more about all the flies you guys want to know about. Anyways, we'll get back to where I was talking about. Wrap it all up nice and good. Now you got your color, you got your marabou. Now what you want to do next, if you have your shadow hackle, which is your shadow hackle, basically more or less makes the outer part of your body. Now you want to take the shine, that's the inner side of your body, and the marabou, which is the tail. So I do apologize. I don't have shadow hackle tonight. I can't find it anywhere. But so I'm gonna wing it and take some pheasant feathers. I'm gonna try to wrap it around a little bit and make it look like an outer side of the body for the marabou, for the woolly bugger. So I'm gonna pull off a feather here. Actually, I'll show you guys why I'm doing it. Obviously, this is a pheasant. You can buy it Field and Stream, Cabela's, stuff like that. Same thing. You can go in there. Field and Stream majority of the times in Erie does not carry all the time these things. I actually made a special trip down to Cabela's with my family. So, cut. So, got that. Alright, so guys, I'm going to use this as an example. This is not marabou, pheasant feathers. Marabou does make it a little better to have on there. So anyways, I'm going to start off here. I'm going to tie this in here, if I can. Alright, so tie this in here, just like this. Give it a couple wraps, like 2 or 3 wraps. I'm gonna give this one a little couple more because obviously it's not saddle hackle. It's a pheasant feather, so I'm gonna, anyways, do just a couple of more wraps on that because it might not turn out as bright as it should be. So anyways, take this pheasant feather, and what you want to do is you can go counterclockwise, you can go clockwise, whatever you want. Just wrap it up a couple times. I said it's not gonna look like the actual woolly bugger because I said I can't find the stuff. So I'm gonna wrap this around here. You just want to get it enough up towards the more of the head of it, and get it as close as possible. You know, all the time you're not gonna get it extremely close, but you don't want it to where it's rubbing over the head. And when you go to finish wrap it, it's gonna tighten up on over the eye of the hook. Excuse me. And let's go over the eye of the hook. And once you got in the streams or ponds or wherever you guys are fishing at, you're gonna go take your leader line and you're gonna put it through. And all of a sudden, you realize that when you put the head cement on and you finish everything else, you actually had the hairs wrapped up in here, which I've had. I said when I first started, I actually did probably about 10 flies total when I did do that, and I realized, like, man, I messed up big time. And I said I always get frustrated and else, and said just take your guys' time. You know, you're not gonna get a perfect fly right away. It's gonna take some time, and actually after a while of doing it, I said you just keep on doing it, keep practicing, keep doing everything, and obviously this is not working tonight, but so I still have my moments where I get like that. But you guys, when you guys start off first, you said you're not gonna have the most perfect fly ever, but practice, it makes perfect. I've always been told, practice makes perfect. Alright, so guys, get on to what I was doing. Take the pheasant feather, which I have tonight. Really use saddle hackle. You wrap it around, make the outside of the body. You wanna, when you get done towards the back of it, the front of it. Once you get towards the front of it, you wanna wrap it up pretty good. And what is called the finisher touch to it. What you're doing is you're making like a head on, for an example, so my other fly that I made, you want to make the finisher, make the head of it. So you have your marabou, you have your inner side of your body, you have your saddle hackle, and then you have your finisher head, which is basically representing a leech. Alright, so take that, wrap it up here. You want to wrap it maybe a good 10-15 times total, just to make the head a little bit. Once you start getting through this a little more, you start realizing, you know, alright, you know, I made the head too thick or I made the head too small. You want to make it just right to where you're covering up if you have any shown wire, or you want to make your saddle hackle a little bit more back. You can also start back wrapping on it and making your head a little bit thicker. I like making my heads not too thick but not too thin. I want to make it enough to where it covers the wire and it gives more of a look to your body, to more represent the leech. Alright, so I'm getting back to where I'm doing. I'm wrapping up the head here, getting it all good and ready to be done. Alright, so right there, that's right there is about good enough. I think it looks good enough at least. So what we want to do, it's called the finisher touch, the tie. You can also get tools and stuff like that to help you. I've actually tried them a couple times. I don't really like tools, but a lot of fly tires you look on YouTube will have the finishers and stuff like that. I really don't like doing the finisher touch of it, so I want to just basically do is make like a triangle. I said I do apologize again, my videos, the light's really bright, so you guys really can't see it too much. What you want to do is you want to go down, wrap it around your two fingers, have your middle finger in the middle here. You want to take it around the head, and what you want to do is you want to pass through your bobbin. I have here the spider wire. I really like it because it only has one side to it, so it doesn't really break your wire as much as in the other one I showed you guys a couple minutes or something minutes ago in the video, where it breaks the wire. So you want to do is to do the same thing a couple times. Just do like a little triangle. Have your two fingers, your pointer finger and your ring finger. And you want your middle finger in the middle. And you want to do is you want to take a couple loops through, tie up your wire, which obviously the bobbin or the spool that I'm using tonight is a little more looser. I actually wrapped it myself because I couldn't take using other spools that are on there. Sometimes you can buy the spools, and what it does is sometimes it got caught up in your bobbin, and eventually it will start actually cutting your wire. So right here I'm doing a finish touch to it. And also sometimes if it ain't working right for you, you can always take enough string cut off here, just cut it off right there. And you can also do the same thing I told you, but this time instead of using your middle finger, ring finger, and your pointing finger, you can just use your pointing finger. What you want to do is wrap it on the head, take it through, same thing, just take your pointing finger and middle finger. What you want to do is you just want to pull it through, get a couple knots, good enough here, and then get tight enough. Alright, so then take your scissors, which I'm using an X-Acto knife tonight, so I can't find my scissors. Alright guys, so after you get all that done, here's the fly. Using a size 7 hook. Got my marabou. I got for a little side thing here, I don't have the shadow hackle tonight, so I'm using said pheasant feathers. You can use, so you can get, if you guys can see it, you can use a shiny for your body. You can go dull, you can go white, you can use I have a dubbin. You can use any kind of dubbin. It's basically rabbit hair, and you can use it as a body. So here's that. Now what you want to do is right at the end of it, after you do your final finishing wrap, you want to do is I have this fly head cement here. It's like a water base, and what it does, it helps prevent any kind of strings falling off, breaking off, anything like that. So what you want to do is take your if I can get it off here, your fly head cement, take that towards the end, and if you have any kind of needle or anything, you can use it, because sometimes these things do come with the thing in the inside for like a little brush, but sometimes it doesn't, like this in here. So maybe I'm taking the X-Acto knife, I'm gonna cover this up with it to get a nice finish touch to it, so it keeps your string and everything else, thread everything together. And you can also do it too to like a marabou. If you don't want your marabou moving every once in a while, you can take it and put it on your marabou, so your tail of your leech, your woolly bugger, which is called woolly bugger, it represents the leech. But you can take it and you can make it sturdier, you can make it stronger. Sometimes people represent not to do that because what you're doing is trying to make it to represent a leech. So after you do all that, you can do head cement on the front of it for the finishing touch and everything else. You can do it to the marabou. You can do whatever you really want to. Just do like a little test runs and everything else. You can make, like I said, 6 flies. You want to do head cement on the head? Okay. So then you want to do it in marabou. You can do whatever you guys want to do. So after that's all done, it helps. Pull up here a little more. It helps keep the head and everything like that, you know, more sturdier, better. So when you're dead fishing or else, your string didn't fall off, and all of a sudden, you know, you go to pull it in, you get a big fish or something, and all of a sudden you see just your you have, you know, your marabou, your saddle hackle, and your body just go poof, and then all of a sudden you got a hook, and you're like, oh, come on now. Well, now you guys learned about it, you know, look, well, all right, next time I'm gonna put more head cement, or I'm gonna wrap it a little better, give it a couple more knots, and just, like I said, just do your own little tests and stuff like that. All right, so I'm gonna put this here, but do you guys a little tests and stuff like that. And you know, I said you guys will eventually figure out what you want to do on what type of products you're tying. So you can go any from streamers, you can get from wet flies to dry flies, anything like that. So what I just tied here says a woolly bugger. Woolly bugger is more of like a wet fly, but eventually it will start floating for a little bit and all of a sudden sink. So what I showed you guys earlier, this fly here I made out of, you know, a whole bunch of stuff. I said, you know, I already talked about it. I'm not going to try to get into detail and explain it to you guys more and bore you. But this here, top water fly, wet water fly. And I have another fly over here to show you guys. This streamer, if I can find it. Right here. Streamer. So you got your streamer flies, so you got your wet flies and your dry flies. This here, another fly I just randomly tied because I was bored. You got your streamer, so streamer, wet fly, and then your dry fly. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Don't forget, keep your line loose, your barrels clean. Until next time, my name is Chris, and I'm keeping it real.